Good afternoon. Great to be here with you. I think that this is on. I'll lean into it a little bit. Welcome to our first international concert of the summer here at First Presbyterian Church. And we are pleased as punch to have Small Batch Band with us today. They are relatively local, but they have traveled to be here, and so we are grateful that they are giving their time this way with us. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our pastor, Reverend James, and I'll see you after the show.
Well, good afternoon. It is great to see some faces, some new faces. I was noticing that there's a lot of faces that are sitting a lot closer to the front than they do on Sunday morning. And I'm glad to know that you're not giving as much room for the Holy Spirit as you might do on Sunday morning. But if you haven't been here in a while, to come back on Sunday morning or Saturday night, we'd love to see any and all of you. The group that we have with us as a part of our Celtic concert series, our summer concert series that Eric was talking about, this group here is called Small Batch. They are local musicians, and over in Ireland, your county is really how you're identified. And these folks all come from Will County, and so we are glad that they would come and bring their musical talents all the way here to Grundy County, and we are delighted to have them. Please come back to some of our future events that we have. We have a flute concert on the 6th of July. We have an opportunity where we're going to be doing some hymn sings in the park, and our friends that do music on Saturday night are going to do something on Sunday, the 4th of August. So this is a great opportunity for us, not only to invite other people, but to gather, to hear some things we might not normally get to hear. But every week I talk about the opportunities that we have to be storytellers. So this is a storyteller moment that we're living out. You're going to hear some music that we don't normally get to hear, and you then have to do what I tell you to do. Tell other people what you saw, and more importantly, what you heard. And so I want to thank Small Batch for being here today, and I'll leave you guys to the end, and I'll come back in the end and send us all out. So thank you so much.
When I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, steal my comb, that's alright till I get home. She's handsome, she's pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's courted, 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Are you well? When I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair, steal my comb, that's alright till I get home. She's handsome, she's pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's courting, 1, 2, 3, please don't you tell me who is she? When I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair, steal my comb, that's alright till I get home. She's handsome, she's pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's courting, 1, 2, 3, please tell me who is she? When I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair, steal my comb, that's alright till I get home. She's handsome, she's pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's courting, 1, 2, 3, please tell me who is she? Me ma, when I get home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, steal my comb, that's alright till I get home. She's handsome, she's pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's courting 1, 2, 3. Please just tell me who is she? Hey. What's that? No. Well, we'll find out.
I just turned my drum on.
Is it on now?
I think it's on now. Sorry.
Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. We are a small batch, as they said. Patty and Jim Riley were a married couple that have played together for many, many, many years. And we have Lexi Kennedy with us today. We sometimes have some different guests who join us. Well, and the one we've most recently played with is always our favorite, and we just played with Lexi yesterday. So she is by far our favorite right now. We'll let you know a little bit more about us and about her as we go along. So Irish music has a lot of different themes, and most of them, as he said, have to do with storytelling. One of the major themes in Irish music is war and wartime and battles, the joy and the sorrow that comes out of that. Ireland has been beleaguered for ages and ages with both internal and external war. This is a song called Roddy McCorley. It's often sung as a dirge, but we changed around a little bit, at least the tempos and rhythms, and we like to sing it a little bit more like an anthem. So. When he stepped up that narrow street, smiling, proud, and young, around the hem, around his neck, the golden ringlets clung. Oh, there was never a tear in his blue eyes, but sad and bright are they. Now young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Doom today. When he last stepped up that street, shining steel in hand, behind him marched in gay array the stalwart earnest band. For Antrim town, they leapt into the fray. Now young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Doom today. Oh, see the host of fleet-foot men, dismayed with faces wan. From Werner's house and Fisher's cut, along the banks of the Bun. Oh, they come with a vengeance in their eyes. Too late are they. Now young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Doom today. Yes, young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Doom today. A wee bit. All right, so I told you our guest today is the fiddler Lexi Kennedy. We're always so pleased to have her. She is in fact world-renowned. Though she lives and comes from Lamont here, she has participated in Irish fiddle contests here and around the world. In fact, a handful of years ago, she won the All-Ireland in Ireland in her fiddle category. And she'll be going back this year because there's evidently more to win. She and her good friend Brianna Brown from St. Louis, who plays concertina, and we have a chance to play with her sometimes. In fact, we'll be playing all four of us at a Irish wedding reception in the fall. But they'll be going back to compete again because they qualified from regionals as a duet to play in Wexford. No, is it County Wexford this year? I think they'll be in Wexford in August to once again compete for the title of Irish duet. So we're so pleased to have Lexi. We're going to actually show her off a wee bit here. We're going to play some reels. Irish instrumental music. There's such a strong tradition of instrumental music in Ireland, whether it's in homes or in pubs or on the stage. And fiddle is a big part of it. And the instrumentals are generally broken into either songs that are in 3 or in triple time or in duple time, either 2 or 4. Polkas and reels are in 4, jigs are in 3. And if you ever need something to remind you which is which I certainly did early on, jig has 3 letters. That's in 3 time. Reel has 4 letters, that's in 4 time. We're actually going to do some reels here for you. The first is in D, and the second is in A minor if you are playing along at the home game. So. Lexi Kennedy, folks. Wellerman?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna play the Wellerman. So a quick thing about this is an Irish drum. It's called a bodhrán or a ballrán.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Just a couple verses of this. So that leads into sailing and shipping, which Ireland, as you know, is an island country, so it's surrounded by a lot of water. There's a lot of seafood, and there's a lot of shipping industry. Therefore, there's a lot of story songs about ships, and unfortunately, most of those songs end with the ship sinking. It's because we've all heard of the famous Irish Navy. Well, you haven't. So with the time that we have today, we thought we would mix two of the themes, which are sailing. If you didn't know, one of the other major storytelling Irish themes is about drinking. There are a lot of Irish songs about drinking. This particular one combines them in a way that maybe would not be very safe today, but it's called The Drunken Sailor. Whoa, what do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Throw him overboard and we'll keel haul him. Throw him overboard, we'll keel haul him. Throw him overboard, we'll keel haul him early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Oh, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning. That's what you do with a drunken sailor, that's what you do with a drunken sailor, that's what you do with a drunken sailor, early in the morning. Sing! Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early. One more time. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Nice job. You don't have to be terribly Irish to know some of these tunes just from being around. So we We went to Ireland a few years ago, pre-COVID. We were doing, my wife and I, actually my brother and his wife, we were doing some ancestry. We were looking at stuff. Patty's family comes from County Clare, and she's a little more recent, maybe third generation or so. I'm more fifth or sixth generation, and my folks, it's a little hazier to see where they come from, but it looks like Westport area in County Mayo. And when we were there in Westport, at one point, I noticed someone at a hotel who had the same name as me, Riley, and I'd said, hey, I'm doing research looking for Rileys, and really the spellings don't matter. Things get changed in spelling because a lot of them didn't read or write. So, but she said, oh, terrific, you're in Westport now. There's just a little town about 30 minutes from here at the foot of Crowpatrick, or Patrick Mountain, around the bay, and just go into that town and go into the pub and ask the bartender, and he'll tell you where to find Riley's. I was like, okay. I said, well, which pub? And she just looked at me and she goes, the pub. Okay. So we drove around. About half hour later, we found the pub. It was very obvious, very small town. And we went in and we had lunch first. And then I went to the bartender. I said, this sounds strange to me, but this is what I was told, that you would be able to tell me something about, we're trying to find out about Riley's. He said, oh, come with me. Come on. He takes me over to the front door of the pub that looks out across the hill where the town is laid out. And he said, okay, so Peter Riley lives in the red house over here. But you know what? Don't bother with him because he don't know his people so much. But Timmy Riley over here, you see the white shingles on the roof? He knows his people good. You should go talk to him. So just go to his house? Oh, yeah. What, bring the crew with? Well, we don't want to throw him off. So maybe you go first and they could just show up later. I thought, oh, I'm in Ireland. I'm just going to go do this thing. So I walked over and I knocked on the door and I explained. I said, are you Timmy? Oh, I am. I said, well, I'm looking for Riley's. Oh, well, I'm Riley. That's why I'm here. And I said, so I was just checking to see if you have information. Oh, Jimmy, is it Jimmy? Jimmy, come on in, let me get you a spot of tea. He has me into the house, sits me down, starts pulling out photo albums, and then a little bit later, everyone comes up, knocks on the door. I'm like, oh yeah, I know these people. Oh, I have them come in too. We'll get them some tea. And it was, I tell that story because it was truly typical of the 8 or 10 days we were there. Everywhere we went, everybody made you feel like family. Everybody took care of each other. Now, mind you, they cursed at each other like family too, so they would curse at you like you were family. But they took such good care of you. We had so many good stories of things that would never happen, for instance, in the U.S. So it just made us fall in love even more a little bit. That family feel is a little bit about getting together in the pub. The pubs there truly feel like people's living rooms. You walk in and people, they know you, they don't know you, they welcome you over to the bar or to the table, ask you where you're from, they buy you a drink, and you can sit and play music anywhere, most of those pubs. We had some great experiences. This is one of the favorites from the pubs there, and it does have some participation. This is called the Wild Rover, in the key of G if you're singing along. And there's a clapping part. So there's a no, nay, never, clap, 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 thank you. No, nay, never, no more, clap, clap. That's right. So we're going to see, I'm guessing you'll get this better than our average pub crowd that has usually had a couple already. But I guess we'll find out. So it's actually the story of the prodigal son. It's about having family, making some mistakes, but always getting taken back. I've been a wild rover for many a year. Oh, I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. And now I'm returning with gold in great store. I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, here we go, nay, never. No, nay, never, 2 more. Hup, hup, will I play the wild rover? No, never, no. You get a couple more chances. Well, I went to an alehouse I used to frequent. I told the landlady my money was spent. So I asked her for credit. She answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can get any day, and it's no, here we go, never. 1, 2, 3, no, nay, never, no more. Hop, hop, will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. Then out from my pockets I pulled sovereigns bright. Oh, the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight, and she said, I have whiskey and wine of the best. Those words that I told you were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never. Hop, hop, hop. No, nay, never, no more. Hop, hop, will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. I'll go back to my parents, confess what I've done. I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they forgive me, as oft times before, I never will play the wild nova no more. And it's no, nay, never. Hop, hop, hop. No, nay, never, no more. Hop, hop, will I play the wild rover? No, never, no. One more time. Yes, it's no, nay, never. Nay, never, no more. Hop, hop, will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more. Oh, way better than. That's right. That's right. The clapping juice. Okay, we would be remiss if we didn't hit on a couple of the real serious Irish standards. As I said, that war is. Is a constant theme, and in recent memory of many Irish citizens. So therefore, the sorrow from war and death is a constant too. So this is a song called "Oh Danny Boy," and it is it's a father singing at his son's grave, and it's both about the sorrow and the hope that he has. So. Patty Riley, folks. We're going to do another tune here. So I told you about jigs and reels. This next one, the butterfly, is a special kind of jig. It's called a slip jig because while it's in 3/4, the downbeats roll 3 measures of 3/4. So it's 3 in 3. It feels a little different. You'll kind of feel that as we go. Lexi plays this one called the butterfly beautifully. So. Mason.
A mason, yeah, some construction. So this is about Tim Finnegan and his ways.
F. Oops. Whack for the diddle now, dance with your partner round the floor. You try to shake. Wasn't it the truth I told? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake. Whack for the diddle now, dance with your partner round the floor. You try to shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Oh, shut your gob. Whack for the diddle now, dance with your partner round the floor and try to shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun, Finnegan's Wake. Shillelagh law. Whack for the diddle now, dance with your partner around the floor. You try to shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun, Finnegan's Wake. Fling your whiskey around like blazes. Thunder and Jesus, did you think I was dead? Whack for the deedle now, dance with your partner round the floor. You try to shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun, Finnegan's Wake. Whack for the deedle now, dance with your partner round the floor. Try to shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Oh, that's lovely. All right. I think we're going to do another fighting song. This one's called The Rising of the Moon. This is a very traditional Irish song speaking about one of the wars, and it had to do with sending out signals quietly to all the rebels to get ready. And it's speaking, actually, did we get to see this particular area? It's a place where a road, they set up an ambush. And there was a road that went through, and there was a hillside that was very bare, and it would become a mud wall, and the rebels all pressed themselves into the mud on the side so that they could ambush their enemy when they came in trucks around the corner. And so this is a very typical Irish rebellion battle song. It's called The Rising of the Moon. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why the hurry so. Hush me bugle, hush and listen. His cheeks were all aglow. I bet orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon. For the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. Oh, the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. In the old spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One more word for signal token, whistle up the marching tune. With your pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. With a pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. Out from many a mud wall cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Every manly heart was throbbing. Blessed warning light murmurs passed along the valley like a banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 blades were flashing by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. 1,000 blades are flashing by the rising of the moon. There beside that singing river, that dark mass of men were seen. Far above their shining weapons hung their own beloved green. Death to every foe and traitor, forward strike the marching tune. And hurrah, my boys, for freedom, it's the rising of the moon. Oh, the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. And hurrah, my boys, for freedom, it's the rising of the moon. Well, they fought for dear old Ireland, and full bitter was their fate. What glorious pride and sorrow fills the name of 98. Yet thank God for every beaten heart in manhood's burning noon. We will follow in their footsteps by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. We will follow in their footsteps by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. We will follow in their footsteps by the rising of the moon. Yeah, please. No, not at all.
Boy, this does feel formal, huh? I just want to thank these guys again for being here. We're not at the end of the program quite yet, but we're coming there. And so I want to take a moment to remember what we're doing here today. We have a fantastic band, and we've been treated to a great hour, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, of music. The groceries that have been brought today are going to people that directly need them in the community. This is something that has been called for by the community. We've been called to act, and when we showed up today, we acted. The donations that we make that go to more groceries, these that will be delivered to We Care tomorrow, that's what we're doing here today. And as we move forward in the summer and we do more concerts, more celebrations, hymn sings in the park, I want to keep that in mind, that the community is really the goal of what we're doing here. So I'm so grateful to Small Batch for participating in that with us. What a gift to be able to share this kind of afternoon together. So I just have to take one more minute and brag on Jim here for a minute. I need to explain how I know these guys, or at least Jim. If you own a piano and you need to get it tuned, you have to find a tuner that you trust. And so you look for this handy thing called the Guild of Piano Tuners. You want a gilded tuner. However, if while they're tuning your piano, they notice that something's broken, typically a tuner, even a gilded tuner, is not able to fix the broken part. They refer you to a piano technician. Now, how do you know that your piano technician is reliable? Well, they're registered. Similar to being gilded, but it's in the same. So ideally, if you have a piano that you want to take care of, you hire a GRPT, a gilded registered piano technician. This last fall, we took Jim on as the tuner and the custodians of these pianos here in the building. So I'm really grateful to have him here and doing that. If you enjoyed the way it sounded at Christmas, or maybe it was Easter was when we got him in here. It was Easter, yeah. He found time in Holy Week. I'm sure he does.
I don't take credit for whatever happened at Christmas.
He wasn't here for that, but yeah. So I just want to thank these guys again. And by the way, Jim, I need my piano at my house. If you want to, after this, we'll set up a time. So once again, thank you so much, and I look forward to the end of the show. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's too kind. That is far too kind. I really appreciate it. As you heard, some of our, we've done a lot of fighting and sailing and dying and some drinking. There are also just some absolute beautiful songs of love and longing, and that's what Patty is going to sing for us here, known often as
Wild Mountain Time, or Will You Go Lassie, different ones. But if you know this one, I think some of you might. Please sing along. We'd love to hear your voices. It's such a beautiful space that everyone can hear. So, Will You Go Lassie?
together. Why the mountain top, all around the blooming heather, will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together. Why mountain time, all around the blooming heather, will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together. Wild mountain time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? All go together. Wild mountain time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Lexi, what about the chandelier and Ann Lacey's? Okay, we're going to do one more set for you. Yeah, so Irish music, there's a couple things about it. So there have been many waves of immigration from Ireland to the U.S., and for a lot of different reasons. And the potato famine, certainly in the mid to late 1800s, was a huge part of it. And the result is that the Irish diaspora, so to speak, the families of the Irish, the copious families and children and all, outnumber the actual population of Ireland by about 4 or 5 times now. The official population of the nation of Ireland is around 6 million or so, and the worldwide population of Irish within 3 or 4 generations is something like 25 or 30 million. So, and the beautiful thing about that is that wherever they go, they bring their Irish culture, they bring their music, they bring all the joy and sorrow with them. And we're lucky in the Chicagoland area to have, we are a gold mine of some of the best Irish talent in the world. We have Lexi with us today. We also have, let's see, Katie Grennan and John Williams, the Irish instrumentalist and singer. John has maybe 30 albums or so. We have, and a real favorite of ours, a world famous fiddler named Liz Carroll. If you ever have a chance to see Liz Carroll in person, and it's not that hard to do because she plays at free sessions around the city at different times. Not as much as she used to. She's not as young as she used to be. But she also, what's that? But who is? She writes Irish tunes also. And so we're going to play a set of Irish tunes called The Chandelier and Anne Lacey's. Oh, I always get them wrong. And these were written by Liz Carroll, so they are Irish at heart for sure, but you'll note that they have a little bit of a contemporary flair to them. So this is Liz Carroll's Chandelier and Anne Lacey's in D and then G minor. Okay. All right, let's do it. That's Lexi Kennedy playing Liz Carroll's Irish tunes here from Chicago. So, all right, we are winding down, so we're going to do a couple of last things for you. I think we are, let's just do Step It Out, Mary. We're going to do two more things, Step It Out, Mary, and then an Irish polka with a song about making moonshine. So.
So this one is another story song, and I have found sometimes, I think we mentioned, a lot of the songs don't have a very happy ending, and I usually try to find some alternative lyrics. So this one did not necessarily end all that great for the young lady in the story, but I did find an alternate ending that I just preferred a little bit better. But this is about, I joke, it's a rebel song, but it's about teenage rebellion.
Now step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Step it out, Mary, if you can. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Step it out, Mary, if you can. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. So step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Step it out, Mary, if you can. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Step it out, Mary, if you can. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. You will do as I command. Married on a Sunday and you wear that wedding band. Step it up, Mary, my fine daughter. Marry if you can. Step it up, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. Mary, my fine daughter. Step it up, Mary, if you can. Step it up, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Step it out, Mary, if you can. Step it out, Mary, my fine daughter. Show your legs to the countryman. Mary, my fine daughter. Mary, if you can. Mary, my fine daughter. All right, we are going to finish then with an instrumental and a song, and the instrumental is called John Ryan's Polka, and the song is called The Hills of Connemara. Now, this was actually done, if you can think way back and remember the Titanic movie, and in that movie, there was a band that was playing jigs and singing down in the hold, and that was actually the beginnings. That steerage. That's the beginning of a band that has become extraordinarily famous since then, Gaelic Storm. So Gaelic Storm was a small Irish pub band, and somebody knew them and asked them to come try out to do this bit part in the movie. And they went and played, and you know, Titanic saw a little success, and so they got played a lot, and they became one of the most popular contemporary Irish traditional bands in the world for the last 20 years now. So this is the songs that they did there. The song that I'm going to sing second, The Hills of Connemara, is about making moonshine in the hills of Connemara. And you have to watch out for the tax man, because it's not the police that are going to get you. It's the tax man who's going to come, and he's going to take a large portion of your moonshine for taxes. So you have to be careful, because the telltale signs are they can smell the corn, and they can smell the mash, and they can see the little bit of smoke, and they can smell the barley. The tax man is also called the tall man. So you'll hear a little bit of all of that in this song. It starts off with the John Ryan's polka. Twice through John Ryan. Then we go through the song, and then at the very end. You bet. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash and the corn, barley and the bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney. Now keep your eyes well peeled today, the tall men, they're on the way, searching for that mountain tay in the hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash and the corn, barley and the bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, keep the smoke from rising, Barney. A gallon for the butcher and a quart for John and a bottle for dear old Father Tom. Just help that poor old dear along in the hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash and the corn, barley and the bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, get the smoke from rising, Barney. Don't swing to the left, don't swing to the right, 'cause the excisemen can dance all night, drinking up the tay till the broad daylight. Hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash and the corn, barley and the bran. From the devil like the exciseman, get the smoke from rising, Barney. Now watch yourself, for it's too late. The exciseman, he's at the gate. Oh, geez, now he's drinking it straight. In the hills of Connemara, gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash and the corn, the barley and the bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, get smoke from rising, Barney. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash and the corn, barley and the bran. Run like the devil from the excise man, get the smoke from rising, Barney. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Well, that is something very special. Well, we want to thank you so very much for bringing your musical talents to our church this afternoon. I continue to be just amazed at the diversity and the opportunity that we have for amazing music in this community, and you all have brought some great stuff today. I want everybody to stand, if you could, as I send you all with a prayer and a blessing. Gracious God, we give thanks for this day. As we hear about the times of trouble and strife of war, we pray for peace. Gracious God, as we bring these gifts of food from our own house, sometimes you add, and may you be in heaven before the devil knows you're dead. So go in peace to love and serve. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Oh, yeah, of course.